So if you've been a fan of this channel for any length of time, you recognize the property behind me. That's 6701 Rickey Road. And on today's episode, David Alambugh, who's owned this property for over 30 years, is going to tell me all the wonderful memories he's had on this property. And I can't wait for you guys to see it. And also, like I said, we're going to go fishing and see if we can pull out some big bass. Got it. That's a good one.
Rickey Road in general is known as a haunted road. This is what I used to mow my property with.
Yes.
So I got a Ferguson 20.
It's
an old 52 Ferguson 20.
Did I just get one dropping out of the tree? I did. Yeah. Holy moly.
You got him on there.
Yeah.
Oh, look at
That's a good one. That's a good one.
Boy.
That's a good one. Yes. Yes. Yes.
And so, I mean, those are all memories, but watching my kids grow up on here is the hardest thing about leaving. I consider this home. So, yeah.
All right, guys, I'm here with Dave Alambugh. Alambugh, did I say that right?
You did.
Okay, awesome. And we're here at 6701 Rickey Road, and he's the owner of this awesome property for 30 years. So tell us some great features about this house.
Well, it's a wonderful home. It's been a great home to my family and I for 30 plus years now. Very unique home, built back in 68 or 69, depending upon which documents you look at. So there was a smaller farmhouse here on the property.
Okay.
And they came in, the man that built this home came in and picked it up, or somebody did, and they moved it up here to the corner of Woodson and 67th, and it's about 5 houses down. So
okay. So down off over here.
Yes, just straight west of here.
Okay.
The first stop sign you come to, exactly a half a mile up the road, is Woodson. And if you take a left on Woodson, you go down about 5 houses on the right, there's a white farmhouse, and that's what used to be sitting here. Of background, the man who built this home back in 68, 69 time frame was a man by the name of Foster Towles, like T-A-A-L-G-E. The only reason I'm mentioning that name is because if you've ever owned a crock pot,
okay, yeah, I love my crock pot, yeah.
From Rival Manufacturing.
Okay.
He was the CEO.
Yeah, I know Rival, yeah, okay.
Of Rival Manufacturing when they used to be headquartered in downtown Kansas City.
That's awesome.
So he's the man who came out and bought this property and built this home.
Okay.
A couple of interesting features as you're looking at it. One, you'll see 2 front doors.
Yeah.
Well, you've been inside it, Ben, so you might have noticed there's only 1 front door on the inside.
Oh, that is true. I didn't even understand it until you just said it, but yeah.
When you look up above it, you see 2 balcony doors.
Uh-huh.
But obviously the left balcony door opens into the foyer where you walk in.
Yeah.
So it's all there for symmetry.
Okay.
According to Mr. Towles, that a true colonial home should be a mirror image of itself. You split it down the middle and it should be a mirror image.
Okay.
So everything he did in the building of this home was meant to be very symmetrical.
Okay.
So
that's
as your
awesome.
picture is likely showing, you'll see chimneys on either end of the house.
Yeah, you see that, okay.
Okay,
yeah.
Those are there for looks only. There is no fireplace in either of those chimneys.
You know, it's so funny. When I toured it, I didn't even recognize that. Okay.
Now there is a fireplace.
There is yes, there is.
See the chimney from the front side of the house here.
Because it's on the back side
of the back side of the house. There is a beautiful stone fireplace there.
Okay.
Over here to my right, or to the north side of the property, there's an 11-acre piece of ground that was owned by a man who owned a company here in Kansas City for a long time. And people my age might remember a company called Mobilteria. And so they would go around to construction sites, manufacturing job sites, and they would arrive there at their break times and sell breakfast in the morning, sell lunch, hot meals to their workers. And that's the man who owned this 11 acres.
Okay.
And now his daughter, after he passed away, his daughter owns that 11 acres. There is no home. It's just 11 acres.
Okay.
They thought they might build. They never did.
Yeah. We all have big dreams sometimes. Sometimes they just don't come to fruition.
Directly on the south side of me, then, there's 100 acres.
Oh, wow.
And it wraps around me in an L shape. So this used to be part of that farm.
Okay.
Originally. For years, that was known as the Oppenheimer farm, because that was the family that lived on there.
Okay.
And for any people that used to drive up and down Rickey Road back in the day, they would remember seeing longhorn steers here in the middle of Raytown.
Okay.
And that's what they raised on their 100 acres there.
Wow.
But a man that bought it was a man by the name of Miles Prentice. And some people might recognize that name only because he was a gentleman, a lawyer from New York, who was trying to buy the Kansas City Royals back after Ewing Kauffman passed away.
Okay.
And one of the arrangements back in that day that Mr. Kauffman put into place was whoever bought the Royals had to be a Kansas City resident. Well, he's a lawyer from New York,
Right.
so he had to buy a residence here in Kansas City, so he bought that 100 acres and the home. Sometime later, the Royals turned him down for ownership, so he held on to it for a couple of years, held on to the land, and then he put it up for sale. And now it's owned by another lawyer, a gentleman named Ken McLean, who is a lawyer over in Independence. Finally, for what it's worth, the last thing I'll say is Rickey Road in general is known as a haunted road.
I had just heard about this from an old timer that I know. Not an old timer, someone that's lived in Kansas City for a while.
So I grew up here in Raytown. I graduated from Raytown High, and even back in my day, we would drive up and down Rickey Road on the weekends because it was windy, it's narrow.
It is narrow.
It's
Yes,
dark.
it is.
It was dark.
Yeah.
And there were all kinds of stories about people being murdered on Rickey Road.
Wow.
None of which are true.
Okay. Urban legends, you gotta love them. Gotta
Urban
love
legends. And so since that time, it's maintained that myth, if you will,
Yeah.
of it being haunted. There have been film crews that have come out and actually filmed on Rickey Road for some of those haunted cable channels. And again, no one's, or at least none of us that live here have ever seen a thing.
Yeah, of course.
For what that's worth.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
if you Google Rickey Road and the word haunted, you'll come up with all kinds of stories about Rickey Road and how haunted it is.
All right, so take us around and start pointing out some things that you
Sure.
love about the house that you've come to love over the past 30 years.
Indeed. We'll go back inside.
Okay.
And just take a quick walk through if that's all
Sure,
right.
yeah.
In the mornings, we just love, or even in the evenings, because facing to the east here and back towards all the acreage, there's just a constant parade of wildlife in the evening. Starting about 6 o'clock, you'll see deer coming from the south from the right over here, crossing over to the north. And there's turkey, there's fox, there's coyotes.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
So one of the unique features, I think, that my wife said it would have spared many marriages probably, is to have what we have here, which is 2 bathrooms.
His and her bathroom.
So when we moved in, this was painted blue,
Okay.
and there is a walk-in closet in there as well. It's a small but a walk-in closet.
Oops, sorry.
And
Yep.
and so that was painted blue, which told me that was probably for me. And then this one was painted a bright pink. Which,
Okay.
And so there's a second bathroom and another walk-in closet here on the right. That was my wife's at the time. Unique features that I'll show. I love this staircase here, the winding staircase. And you might pause where you're at and just, there's one of the doors.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, right there.
That opens up into nothing.
Yeah, okay. That's funny. It even has a door, like, if you could go out, you...
Of course.
Yeah, that's funny.
And here's a door that leads us into
Totally missed this when I was touring it.
an attic area.
Oh, yeah. Nice amp there.
So, I mean, it was...
You could have made this another room.
And we considered it at one time.
Wow.
You would have had to come through a bedroom to get to a bedroom.
But it could be an office or a workout room or
We
something.
looked at perhaps putting a hallway where the 2 closets are now.
Oh, yeah.
And so we never got to that point. We didn't really need it, but it was something we considered.
Yeah.
But that was just in his way of design back then. I would never have wasted this much of the house and the windows
No.
on an attic, but like
That's
this anyhow.
Yeah. That's what he wanted, though.
But I thought it was a
Yeah. No.
Now, one of the unique things, so my goal initially was to get rid of all this old tile.
I love it.
And my wife said, absolutely not. She said, you can't find this tile anywhere anymore.
No.
So we've maintained it. It was very well built at the time.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
So
The home that you loved for 30 years.
oh, indeed we have.
Yeah.
Every moment of it. All right, we can go back downstairs. All right, so we've just come out the south kitchen door.
All right, so tell us about, so did you ever have horses or anything on this particularly fenced off area or any large animals or?
No.
No?
Now,
Okay.
I have a daughter who absolutely loved horses, started riding when she was 11. She went to school and got a degree in equestrian science, and she wanted horses in the worst way.
Yeah.
But I'll be honest, I was always afraid that they would just become a big dog in the pasture and that they would become mine.
Right, right. Which probably would have been the case, to be honest
I
with
have
you. Let's
many
be real.
neighbors with horses,
Yeah, yeah.
and that's what happened there. They don't ride them; they just sit out in the pasture.
Yeah, yeah.
And I didn't want that, so I would lease a horse for her or take her to the barn to ride. But I never wanted any horses. Now my neighbor over here, they had a couple of horses. And they asked if they could use our property and my barn, which we'll see here shortly. And so I gladly let them bring their horses onto my property.
Yeah.
And so they kept them here for 2 or 3 years.
Oh, okay.
And I was happy to have them do that.
Yeah.
But myself, no. Nothing other than a dog.
Sometimes it's all you need, especially with all the wildlife around here. It's
There's
just like,
plenty of wildlife.
yeah.
So this outbuilding we're coming up to, now the outbuildings back here are well over 100 years old. I can't date them any more than that. I'll just tell a real short story in that when we moved in 95, it was Thanksgiving. That next spring, late March or early April, my family and I, we were out in the front yard working, just cleaning, and a car pulled into the driveway, and there was a young couple in front and an older lady in the back. And the man got out of the car and said, could we go back and look at this building back here? And there's a little bit of an odd request, but I didn't mind. I mean, we had just moved in, we weren't using it. And I said, sure. And he said, well, the reason why is my mother-in-law, who's in the back seat, and I think she was 83 or 84 at the time. He said she lived in this when she was a very little girl, around 2 or 3.
Wow.
And she just wanted to see it again. So that was 30 years ago
Right.
that he had lived in this.
Wow.
And my realtor that we bought this home from, or helped sell it to us, he lives on the next road over, Little Blue, and he had worked on this farm when he was a kid. And so he said both of these buildings are well over 100 years old.
Wow. Okay.
So it's got a unique apartment up on top we can take a look at, our mother-in-law quarters. And that has been full so much of the 30 years, from just different friends of the family that had a son or daughter going to school in Kansas City, or somebody that they wanted to live there. My father, when he was 90 years old, came over and lived here
Lived there?
for a
Wow.
couple of years. So if you want to walk
Yeah,
up the
yeah.
stairs, we'll
Let's-
take a look.
Yeah, look at the view from up here too. Just an incredible view. There's the actual chimney that's functioning.
There's the functional chimney, the only one.
Yeah, that's right. See, like, I mean, imagine coming out here like
in the evening.
In the evening, yeah, where it's. I mean, it's a warm day today, but even in the morning, it's still getting cooler in the morning. So
my daughter would come out here in the evenings, year round, and I hate to admit this, and I scolded her many times for it, but my daughter lived in here for the last 2 or 3 years, and she had a family of raccoons and possum that would come up and eat out of her hand and would even come in the apartment with her, that she had them so tame.
Yeah.
But she could sit out here and watch the wildlife. The deer would come up within just maybe 15 feet of her. Animals seemed to trust her, but she could just sit out here and watch the wildlife.
Wow.
We'll walk past the Gravely mower,
Yeah.
and there's another doorway here that we'll walk into.
Are you eventually going to sell the Gravely too?
Yes. Yes, I will. I will sell that, or...
If you have trouble getting rid of it, I might know a couple people that would buy this off of you.
All right. So yeah, I don't know what the new owners have in mind, but this is what I used to mow my property with.
Yes.
So I got a Ferguson
This
20.
is...
It's an old 52 Ferguson 20. And I mowed with that for a number of years with a brush hog.
Yep.
But once I got a zero turn, it kind of changed my thinking.
Yeah, oh yeah. Oh yeah. What a cool piece.
But it's a nice little farm tractor.
Yeah.
Another reason to show you this is back behind there, you'll see that open door. That was a shower stall at one point
Oh wow.
for the farmhands that used to work on the property.
Yeah, I see the old shower head right there.
Yeah.
Wow. That's super cool. Oh, I love it.
And here you'll see the back side. We'll look at the front side in a moment. You'll see the air conditioning sticking through. And that was originally a dog kennel
Wow.
where they raised and bred and raised German Shepherds here.
Oh, big rat snake.
Oh, sure enough. Yeah.
Oh, come on. Get it. Oh, I missed it.
Did you?
Oh, that would have been so good. I'm keeping that in there, by the way.
Yeah, we've got two of them about that size in the 3 to 4 foot range.
Yeah, that was a good rat snake.
That I see them when I'm mowing. I
Yeah,
often
me
stir
too.
them up, so I try to be very careful.
They're great to have on the property.
They're nice to have around.
Yeah, absolutely. That's so funny.
So I've never had any use for this. It's just been a storage building for us.
Yeah. And that's what happens, right? Like when you inherit a property that you just fall in love with, there's going to be sometimes where buildings just kind of just go into storage, you know, and because they build them specifically for dogs, for certain things, and you're just like, I don't have any need for that.
No.
No. But it's still a really cool piece of history of the whole property. And that's why you want to keep this stuff around. You don't want to tear it down. You don't want to do it because it's part of the property. It's part of the history.
Or the story behind it.
Yeah, exactly.
The man that built the property that I told you about, he also had show horses.
Okay.
And so that's why he wanted this property with the barn across from us here. We'll take a look at this horse barn. Now, I had started working on it last year, where all of these windows that you see all the way around have been rebuilt. So my cousin and I, although my cousin knew how to do it, but we rebuilt every one of those windows, and they're all repurposed wood from off of the property.
That's super cool.
When I moved on here, there was white wooden fencing. I replaced it with vinyl.
Okay.
But I kept that wooden fencing, and we used that to build all of these windows. So we just thought it was kind of cool to repurpose wood
absolutely.
from the farm itself. So here are the horse stalls. And it's that I mean, again, this is over 100 years old, and you look at the wood, and there's just nothing wrong with it.
Yeah.
The wood is in incredible shape. It needs a paint job in here.
Yeah. Yeah.
And the wood is in incredible shape. There's a tack room on that end, as well as a tack room back on this other end. And up in the hay loft here, just about every stall had a door where you could drop through the hay from up above. There's trap doors in each one where you could drop it directly into the feeding bin here. So it was a well-designed barn. Years ago.
How many stalls are there total?
Let's see, 6 stalls maybe altogether.
Yeah. Wow.
And this was
super cool.
This was a tack room here.
Yeah.
And this is the rest of my acreage. It's rectangular.
Okay.
You can see the tree lines on both sides, and that defines my property lines. But then it goes back a long way for a total of roughly 14 acres. There's a half-acre pond here.
It's only a half acre, huh? Man, you forget how big, like...
That's what I've called it. I've called it a half-acre pond. But it's full of bass and catfish. I had to work on the pond quite a bit when I first moved in. It had a weed problem, and
yeah,
I had the conservation department out here helping with it. And
oh, really?
Oh, yes.
Okay.
It took 3 or 4 years, but we got it cleaned up, and it's been an amazing pond since then. And the bass are thriving in there.
What's the largest one you think you've caught out of there in all the years?
About 5 pounder. I think the size of the pond
that's a big bass
for a farm pond, especially.
Yeah. So you got the 14 acres here. You got the pond. You got all of these memories. I tend to ask people what's next. Like, what do you want to do next? But I'm not going to ask you that. What I'm going to ask you is, what's the biggest memory you're going to take away from this place?
Oh, I think without a doubt. I mean, my memories are wrapped up here in my family and my kids being on this property. We came here from just a couple of miles away over here in Raytown, and we had a beautiful home there. But it was in a residential neighborhood, and my kids were very young, and you would have neighbors that if something blew into their yard, they would be upset, and maybe rightly so. But my wife and I wanted something different, so we wanted a place where our kids could grow up and run and play and not have to worry. We just feel like this is how
life
kids
is supposed
should
to
grow up. And so we stumbled on this property, and my kids never wanted to go anywhere. I mean, I can't say that entirely, but for the most part, their friends came over here.
Right.
Paintball wars. I've got about 4 acres of timber back here. Paintball wars and fishing on the pond and ice skating in the winter and building rafts on the pond, and just constant. There's wildlife galore out here. Everything you can imagine. There's deer just thick. And so, I mean, those are all memories, but watching my kids grow up on here is the hardest thing about leaving. I consider this home. So, yeah.
Here we are fishing the famous 6701 Rickey Road pond. Dave's gonna be throwing a little, so let's see what this worm can drag up if I can not have tangles in my line.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing. I've got some anglefish here.
Why, oh why, on the first cast do I get a gnarly tangle in my line? Oh, that's fine. Usually when I'm doing this kind of stuff, when I'm fixing tangles, is when I get fish. Because it's like, yeah, Because it's like they know subconsciously that this dude is farting around with his line. And they're like, let's get it now. Come on, not now, dude. Not now. Shoot. Come on, fishy, fishy, fishy. I'll take a catfish too.
I'm not usually patient enough to fish.
I've never been on a pond this size where I completely struck out.
No, we don't want that to happen today.
I was just about to say, I might have just jinxed myself. Oh, got a little guy. Oh, you let go.
Was it a little bass?
Yeah, a little bass.
Oh, good. I'm glad to see there's some little ones in there.
Yeah. Got it. That's a good one. Yep. Oh! No, my line broke. Oh, son of a...
So you lost a lure
And the fish. Wow.
Did you get a glimpse of him?
Yeah, he's decent size. Decent size. Came out and did a tail wag for me and said, get this bait out of here, and threw it. And then broke my... I hardly ever have a break of the... It wasn't the leader that broke, the hook broke off.
That's unusual.
Yeah. So I figured it out. They're digging a slow presentation today.
Oh, is that what it is?
Yeah, so I had to crawl the worm a little bit more than just ripping it across the surface. I swear I didn't do this to him. I swear. I swear I wanted to fish, but I brought him the worst pull apparently in the...
All the tangles out now. I'm just rewinding it a little bit to help it release better.
Thank you. You ever watch pro wrestling by any chance?
Not a lot. Once in a while. It depends on who it is.
Did I just get one dropping out of the tree? I did. Yeah. Holy moly. Yeah.
Oh, sure enough. Oh, nice.
He dropped it. He dropped out of the... I literally got it unsnagged from the tree and he was waiting underneath.
What was he waiting for? He just took it.
So,
Nice little bass there.
yeah. So the reason why I said that is I moved out to Kansas City to be a part of a pro wrestling company.
Pro wrestling
Yep.
company.
Yep. There was a pro wrestling company owned by a millionaire named Major Baisden. And it was called the NWL, the National Wrestling League. And we were based out of Kansas City. And I beat out, yep. And I beat out a bunch of other folks. Look at that. Nice little, yeah, he's got a little bloody tail too.
That's a good looking. Yeah, he's
Something got him.
had a fight.
Man, but these fish though, they're angry little bastards. He was like waiting for that underneath the tree.
That's a nice little fish. I like it.
Yeah. You know, they don't take the craft seriously, but then there's the guys that want to... Got him. Got him. That's a decent one. Oh!
He spit it.
Oh!
Oh, I wanted to see that one.
Oh, that was a good one.
Man, your pole was bent in half.
Oh, that was a good one. You see his mouth?
No.
Gosh.
No, I just looked up and saw your pole bent over, and then I looked out in time to see him go back under. Oh, mercy, how frustrating.
Ugh. Man, and I'm setting on them, and they're just spitting. Oh, trust me, this is the content that the internet's going to go crazy for. They're going to be like, look at this jack. Can't even set the hook on a bass correctly. Man, that was a good one. Man, what is that? 3 that have spit me?
At least 3. At least you had
Kid.
this one right up here at the... You've had 2 right
I
up
have
at the
two
door.
right at the bank.
So you've had at least 3, yeah.
Mercy. I swear I don't have this. I swear I'm a pro bass angler. No, I'm nowhere near a pro bass angler. Don't want to be. Well, that's a lie. I'd be a pro bass angler if I could. These guys are smart, though, actually. I think you got a lot of smart bass in here. I mean, if they've been caught a lot, I mean, bass typically are pretty, the older they are, the more they're like, seen this before.
They've gotten old for a reason.
See? There you go. Got him. That's a good one. That's a good one. That's a good one. That's a good one. That's a good one.
Oh, get this guy on the shore.
Come on.
Look at
That's a good one. That's a good one.
boy.
That's a good one. Yes. Yes. Yes.
Look at that.
Yes. Yes. Wow. Wow.
That's what you've been aiming for.
Dude. That is what I'm talking about.
Yeah. That's a good looking bass.
Unbelievable. That is a chunker.
Oh, isn't that beautiful?
Please let my camera. Did I sink it? I think I did. I can't check. Is the record light on the front on?
Uh-huh.
It is?
It's flashing.
It's flashing?
It's flashing.
Okay, does it say record in the screen?
Yeah.
It does?
Yeah. Yeah, you got to have that one on there.
Woo! That's a chunker. That's the biggest bass I've caught in
That's beautiful.
a while. Thank you, buddy. Woo!
Let's do it again.
That's what I'm talking about.
Boy, he latched onto that one good.
And right there.
Yeah. Right. Oh,
Well,
that was too nice of a one.
Yeah, I was like, that's what I was saying. I was like, my personal best I caught at James A. Reed in Lee Summit.
Right.
And it was about a 6-pounder, and it was a giant.
Mm-hmm.
And I had never caught a bass that big, and he hit it similar to that right offshore, and I could tell he was that big. I literally ran up the bank with him. I didn't even think about it. I was just like, no, you're not getting off. Ran up the bank, picked him up. I could have fit my hand in his mouth. I mean, he was a giant. His mouth was so thick that he bent one of these hooks sideways.
Is that right?
He was a giant, and I was just like, I'm not doing this again. So, whoo!
Oh, I'm glad that happened. That was beautiful.
Oh, man, that was a good fish. I could tell. I was like, oh, that's a big boy. That was a big boy. Let's do it again. Oh, wow. Oh, wow.
Again.
Oh, wow. I mean, he hit it right, not as big, obviously, but he hit it right when the water kicked on. Oh, they're just hanging out on shore.
Yeah, they're coming in to be fed.
Oh, you went right through the bottom lip. All right, calm down. There we go. I just don't want to get stuck. He's like, what are you talking about? You stick me. Little guy.
He didn't get that option, did he?
Little guy, huh?
Yeah, that's a nice little bass.
Yeah, but I mean, as soon as I came across there, he hammered it like I owed him money or something. I think we've lost sight of that in the years. It just like, oh, he took it. He took it falling.
Right in there on the edge.
Yeah, he was right in there on the edge. I think we lose sight of, it doesn't have to be big extravagant things anymore, dude. You know, if it's meant to be, you don't have to. I mean, I did a surprise engagement for my wife. She knew that we were going to get married. I mean, she knew that I was going to propose sometime, but I just put it like, hey, your parents want to take us out to this new wine bar. Let's get dressed up. And then she came in and all of our friends were there.
Oh, how cool.
And then when she turned around, I was on the knee.
Yeah, I like that.
But you don't need to make it like...
You don't need to outdo everybody else.
No.
To be the biggest and most creative and where it's all for the YouTube generation.
Yeah. Okay, buddy.
Oh, I was just kidding. Nice snook guy, but he was kind of a flighty fella. He wasn't. I could tell my daughter wasn't serious about him. They were just, somebody to date. She was young.
Yeah.
She was just dating.
Yeah.
Next thing I know, he's over for dinner one time, And he comes out on the front porch, or he calls me to come out on the front porch.
Uh-oh.
I'm like, what? What's going on? Well, I just wanted to let you know that I'm in love with your daughter, and I'd really like to ask her to marry me, but I want your permission. And my first thought was to tell him, dude, absolutely not. I mean,
Got him.
yeah, not a moment. He's not bad.
Not bad. Little fighter. How many is this?
Oh, shit.
Caught 10?
Has to be.
Has to be. Yeah.
Has to be.
Has to be 10. And then let go or spit me out. Oh, I don't know. Another 5. Another quadrillion. Ah, come on, buddy. Sorry, dude. There you go. Oh, thanks, buddy.
Finance down to that 3.7.
Got him.
There he is. Oh, that's a fighter.
Whoa, hey, buddy.
He's giving you a workout, isn't he?
Yeah, he is.
Oh, yeah.
Decent size.
That's a nice little 1 pounder there anyway.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's a good looking.
Yeah.
I can see.
Oh, he got another hook in his gullet. Look at that. He's got 2 hooks in him.
So somebody else has caught him before. Too.
Yeah, look.
He fought him off.
Look.
Yeah, I can see the edge of it there. Oh, well, look at that. Sure enough. So, as it relates to memories, kind of a personal one that I'll share, if you'll bear with me as I as I work through the story, that I lost my wife 5 years ago in October of 20. Rather unexpectedly to cancer. And if you remember anything about 2020, it was when COVID had locked this country down and locked the world down. When she passed away somewhat unexpectedly, then we were trying to figure out how in the world are we going to have a service for her somewhere. And I was calling funeral home after funeral home and trying to find some place, even gymnasiums and schools, to find somebody who would rent to us, and we couldn't find it. Or they would max it out at 40, 50 people that could attend as long as they were wearing masks and 6 feet apart. And we knew there was going to be, my wife came from a big family, and so finally at the last moment, about 3 days before when we planned to have her funeral, we came up with the idea, why not just have it here on our property? Now, there wasn't going to be a body present, but just a gathering of friends, and about 225 people showed up, and we had the funeral service just right here on this little bit of an decline down towards the pond. It was just a beautiful setting. We had about 225 chairs set up, and every single chair was full. And so it was just it was a beautiful service on their property where she had spent 25 of her years. And then 11 months later, 51 weeks later, then one of my sons passed away from cancer. And again, the same story. And so we thought, why not duplicate it? And so we set everything back up again, and we had another service for him here, and a little over 200 people showed up for that event. So those are pretty strong personal memories that are going to be hard to leave.